Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be doing a gentle restorative practice. You can do this on the floor. You should be able to do this on your bed if you really wanted to. You may just need to get a little creative with how you bunch things up underneath you, since your surface will be much softer. But for the most part, all that you're really going to need is a couple of blankets that we'll use to support the knees, fill in some gaps. A block or two that, or a block-like object that you can use to prop a pillow or blanket or bolster on an angle, and a bolster or a very bulky blanket or a couple pillows that you can use to support your torso. So for the most part, we're going to be working with our bolster in a certain position. We're going to take our block or block-like surface. We're going to have it on whichever height setting feels best for you. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this one. And so we'll be like this quite a lot. The first position that we're going to do is a wide-legged sit with a forward fold. So your other block or another blanket or pillow might come in handy to bring your forehead closer to, well, not bring your forehead closer to the bolster, but to feel like you're not going as far down. So you're gonna find a wide-legged seat, and you're just gonna let these blankets bolster your knees so that your knees don't have to be totally straight, because that can be a lot. So prop them up as thick as you want to. Okay, for this one, I think I am going to use this on a higher setting. I'm going to grab my other block here for my forehead. And we are going to lean forward, resting our forehead on the surface. Hands just rest on the floor. Let your back relax and round. And just come to your breath. Noticing where you might be feeling some tension, if you can bolster yourself up more so that that is as minimal as possible. Feeling your back body expand and retract with each inhale and exhale. And every time the breath leaves your body, just feeling yourself sinking a little more into the support system that you've built up around you. Considering this is a restorative practice, you should be comfortable the entire time. We're not looking to challenge tissues or do anything strenuous here. We want our rest and digest nervous system to take over, the breathing to deepen, the mind to quiet, and for things to just start melting into the supports around you. All right, you can use your hands to help yourself up to sit. We're going to leave the bolster in this type of position. I'm just going to lower it slightly so that it's a little more stable. We're going to lay back, but first what we're going to do is shift our body a little bit over to the right. The right leg is going to stay outstretched alongside your bolster. The left leg is going to rest up the bolster. So we're coming into a supported single leg raise. And just try to have your legs supported in such a way that when you let all the muscular energy leave that left leg, leave your pelvic floor, leave your abdomen, if that leg is going to flop out a little bit to the side, turn out, it's not going to flop right off of your support. Couple of breaths, we're going to switch sides. So finish off just 2 more nice, deep, even breaths. And then you can start to bend that right knee. Bring that left leg off of its supports, placing it to the left. Shimmy your body over to the left a little bit. Let the left leg just lay straight out on the floor alongside your prop mountain. And then you're just going to let the right leg rest up your bolster. And again, find that placement that when you let all that muscular energy leave your lower body, if your foot flops out to the side, your leg doesn't just roll right off. Coming back to your breath. All right, so a couple more breaths here, and then we're going to get ourselves ready for the next restorative position. So 2 more even in and out breaths. Bring a bend into that left leg so that that foot is supported on the surface beneath you. Bring the right leg off. We're going to lift the left leg so that we can clear our prop mountain here. Turn on to our sides for a moment. We're going to be working our way onto our stomachs. Moved up a little bit compared to where we just were. Because what we're going to do now is the left leg's going to stay long alongside the props. Your thigh and knee are still on the surface below you, and you're just going to let your shin and foot rest up the bolster. You can rest your forehead on an object, on your hands. You can have your head turned to one side. You'll just eventually turn it to the other side when we switch legs. couple more deep breaths here. And then we'll get ready to shimmy over so that the other leg can rest up the bolster. So you can move that right leg out to the side a bit, lower that shin to the floor. In whatever way works for you, shimmy your body over a little bit so that your left leg can rest up the bolster. And now you're just going to turn your head the other way from whichever direction you had it in before. All right, another couple of breaths here, and then we'll get ourselves positioned into our next. All right, so you can move your left leg over so that you have one leg on either side of your props. Start to get your elbows, forearms underneath you. Push up onto your knees and forearms. And we're just going to do a couple of back and forth movements here just to get moving again. Okay, we're going to get ourselves situated sitting in front of our props. You can have your blankets nearby again so that you can support your knees. We're going to sit just in front of the props. Feet are in front of you, knees bent. Let your knees fall out to the side. You can put whatever you need at whatever height to cushion your knees. And we're just going to lean back into a reclined, supported butterfly. Three more deep breaths here. All right, now for this last position before we go into our Shavasana, we're going to use our hands to help ourselves up to sit. Move the bolster, blanket, pillows, whatever you have out of your way. Bring your knees together. You can discard one of the blankets or whatever you had under your knees. We are going to lay back onto our backs. We're going to press through our feet into the floor to lift the bum and just slide something underneath your pelvis. This is giving you a little bit of a reclined position, inverted position. From here, if it's comfortable for you, you can send your feet towards the ceiling. So the higher this surface, the easier it's going to be to keep your feet, your legs up. You can also do this against a wall. It's a sort of a legs up the wall kind of position. If this feels like too much, because this is technically an inversion, so if you feel like there's a lot of pressure coming up, if you tend to have high blood pressure or get dizzy or have pressure in your eyes, if anything's feeling uncomfortable, just remove this prop underneath your pelvis and bring your feet back to the floor, knees bent, and rest there. All right, we're gonna bring a foot down, the other starts to follow, bringing the feet back to the floor, lifting the hips from the floor so that you can remove whatever you had there, lowering the spine back down slowly. Maybe your knees just sway side to side a little bit. And then you're gonna find a bolster or pillow or blanket. You're gonna get it ready for underneath your knees to come back into a Shavasana. Letting the floor completely support your body weight. Letting whatever muscular tension you can just melt away from your feet, your legs, your tummy, your arms, your shoulders, the space between your shoulder blades, your neck, your jaw, and around your eyes. Coming back to your breath, feeling it flow in and flow out. And you can stay here as long as you want to, but if you're ready to get up, you can start to bring some movement back into your toes and your fingers. Start to shake your head side to side, fluttering your eyes open. You can bring your knees in, your feet in, and when you're ready, roll yourself onto your side, supporting your head. Taking a breath here. And then using your top hand to help yourself up to sit. Finding a nice easy seat, hands resting on your knees. And just feeling that practice settle into your bones. I hope that you enjoyed today's practice. Thank you for moving with me, and I'll see you next time.